Hello and welcome to this edition of Infravisioning. We have a rather interesting but offbeat topic for discussion today, which is the question, how safe are India's dams? Has this question ever occurred to you? Not really. Most people don't think about dams other than visiting tourist places with dams and reservoirs. But it's an important question for us to spend some time over today. We are having this discussion at a time when India is reprioritizing hydropower to meet its green energy targets. But at the same time, the magazine Nature Geoscience has published a rather frightening report that more than 650 hydropower projects planned or under construction in the Himalayan region are at reasonable risk of hazards which are related to global warming and climate change. These hazards include landslides, rock ice avalanches, debris flow and lake outburst floods, all of which could increase the glacier melt and destabilization of the entire ecosystem around such dams related to hydropower projects. Are these just imaginary or theoretical scenarios? Not really. Not so far back. In fact, as recently as early February 2021, an area of Chamoli district in Uttarakhand was devastated and 140 lives lost when a Himalayan glacier broke off and caused a high velocity surge of water, sweeping away one dam in its path and damaging another. Replying to questions in Parliament, Jal Shakti Minister Gajendra Singh Ji recently told the Rajya Sabha that since 1979, there were 42 instances of dam failures, the latest being the Annamaya Reservoir of Kadapa district of Andhra Pradesh that has led to the death of at least 20 people in November 2021. There have been other notable dam failures in India. These include the Kadam Dam failure in 1957, Panshet in 1961, Khadakwasla 1961, Chikole 1962 and Nanak Sarovar 1967. So these are not imaginary threats. In fact, the biggest disaster in recent history was on August 11, 1979, after a week of extraordinary monsoon rains in Gujarat, the 2-mile-long Machu Dam 2 disintegrated. The waters released from the dam's massive reservoirs rushed through the heavily populated downstream area, devastating the industrial city of Morbi and its surrounding agricultural villages. Bridges gave way, factories crumbled, and thousands of houses collapsed. While no firm figures have been formally established on the disaster's final death count, estimates have run as high as 25,000. Despite the enormous scale of the devastation, few people today remember this terrible event. The book, No One Had a Tongue to Speak, by Tom Booton and Utpal Sandesara, debunked the official claim that the dam failure was an act of God and pointed to structural and communication failures that enhanced the disaster. Do you know how many dams India has? Well, India has the third largest number of dams in the world at 5,745, following China with 23,842 and the US with 9,261. So, we have 5,745 dams. Think of that. The dams are also located across the length and breadth of the country. The point of concern really is not the 5,000 plus dams, but the fact that 80% of the dams are more than 25 years old. There have been many huge associated risks. Adding to this stress is that 293 dams, 6%, are more than 100 years old and 18% are 50 to 100 years old. So we not only have a vast number of dams across the country, but a large proportion of them are pretty old. The long-term safety of a dam depends on the extent of degradation of its materials, weakening of the foundations, and seismological threats. The physical rehabilitation of dams involves two clear streams of activity. The first is desiltation to restore the original reservoir capacity. The second is safety, encompassing structural safety, hydrologic safety, and operational safety. With all this background and the big Morbi Dam disaster, the Dam Safety Organization DSO was established in the Central Water Commission in May 1979 to convince the states about dam safety, because dam maintenance is a state subject. The first major program initiated was the Dam Safety Assurance and Rehabilitation Project, implemented with support from the World Bank from 1991 to 1999 at a cost of Rs 423 crores in the four states of Madhya Pradesh, Orissa, Rajasthan and Tamil Nadu. The second program was the World Bank funded Dam Rehabilitation and Improvement Project, codenamed DRIP, from April 2012 to March 2021, with a much larger budget outlay of around 3,500 crores. Further legislation followed and the matter was given due seriousness by the government. The Dam Safety Bill 2019 was passed by the Lok Sabha on August 2, 2019. This legislation provides for surveillance, inspection, operation and maintenance of specified dams by the establishment of a National Committee on Dam Safety. National Dam Safety Authority, State Committee on Dam Safety and the state-run dam safety organizations are now part of all the organizations involved in this activity. The bill was opposed by several states on the grounds that it encroached on the sovereignty of states to manage their own dams, what with water being constitutionally a state subject. The centre's counterpoint was that interstate river basins cover 92% of the hinterland related to dams, and therefore the interstate nature of dam hinterlands makes the centre competent to enact such a law. Finally, the Rajya Sabha passed the bill on December 2, 2021. So India has a Parliament passed dam safety bill. This new act and associated rehabilitation programs thus usher in a new era of professional management of India's dams and safety issues. I hope all of this reassures you that India's 5,745 dams are safe and will be safe. Thank you.